The purpose of this video is to explain the 2017 NWEA linking study and to go over the charts that we have created to help teachers understand how to use this study. The entire study was 27 pages. What we did was we took those 27 pages and condensed it into a series of 2 different charts, one for fall and winter reading and one for fall and winter math. If you look at this first chart, what this is going to do is it shows you, this one is for the fall of reading, the grade level, it gives the grade level norm, and then it shows how NWEA divided RITs into 3 different categories: a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, which equals a did not pass, a pass, and pass plus on ISTEP. What you would do is if you were a 4th grade teacher, you would look to see my national norm is 198. But in order to be in the passing category on ISTEP, I need to have at least a 195. This column tells you how many RIT points above or below the norm this cut score would be to be on track to pass. The other thing that's very important is it does give you a percentile, and you can see we have a very wide percentile range here. And because of this, there is another table that we have put together that gives you the proficiency percentages. But this table here has for reading, and then if you click at the bottom, there is a math tab that will break it down for math for fall and for winter. Once you kind of figure out what's the minimum score that they need to have, then the second document that's very important is going to be this projected proficiency document. We were looking at 4th grade. So if we look here and we see again, the grade level norm was 198. In the fall, if a student starts with a 196 RIT score, we can go over here and we can see that the probability that they are going to pass is 56%. That's why it gets very important that we look at percentile. That was a student who would be in the 45th percentile. And you can see to have probabilities that are in the 80s and 90s, we need to have students in anywhere from the 65th to the 70th percentile. So this document really becomes very important when it comes to looking at the projected proficiency and the probability that students have to be able to pass ISTEP. This is organized into 2 sections. This side is going to be fall. This side is going to be winter. This chart is for reading. There is also one for math. So when teachers are looking at the linking study, it is no longer just one, if they get to this score, they're on track to pass ISTEP. They really do need to use these projected proficiency tables to see what is the probability that their student is going to be able to pass ISTEP. So hopefully this will be helpful in using the linking study and making decisions based on how students scored and where they land with their RIT score. One thing that we did want to mention was that if you go to the reports site and you go down here to student profile, they have updated this section where it works on the comparisons. And what they're saying is that this student is projected to do pass plus, and you can see they're in the 99th percentile. Where we need to have some caution would be if they are projected to pass ISTEP, but they're only in the 50th percentile or the 48th percentile. We know that their projected proficiency and their probability of passing is only going to be around 50%. So just to look at this and say, oh, they're all pass or pass plus, they'll be good. You really do need to look at this percentile and use your probability tables and compare the two to see what is the probability that they're going to pass based on this percentile also.